digital transformation. This conference has thoughtfully highlighted how digital innovations, when aligned with sustainable goals, drive responsible growth, enhance resilience, and create long-term value of business and societies. This platform has brought together scholars, researchers, practitioners from across the globe, fostering meaningful exchange of ideas and collaborative learning. As we move together towards the closing of this conference, we carry forward not just knowledge, but a shared commitment to leveraging digital transformation for a more sustainable future. To further enrich this concluding session and inspiring us with global perspective, we welcome our dignitaries. So I request all the dignitaries please step forward and take a seat. We welcome our dignitaries with blankets symbolizing growth, harmony, and sustainable future. We are privileged to have distinguished personality with us today. Our today's chief guest, Honorable 𝗕𝗶ጽ 𝗵𝗂𝗫, a leading industry analyst and author, specializing in AI, innovation, and transformation. I request Director of Institute, Professor 𝗖𝗶𝘃𝗶𝗶 to welcome our esteemed chief guest with blankets. Organizing Secretary, Dr. 𝗕𝗂𝗃𝗁𝐶 to welcome Director of Institute, Professor Sarika Srivastava. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request Engineer 𝗓𝗵𝗃𝗁𝐴𝐷𝐻, MBA Department, to welcome Director of Pharmacy, Dr. Vijay Singh, sir. I invite Dr. Amit Kumar Singh, MBA Department, to do the honor and welcome Dean CSC, L.S. Maurya, sir. Now, I request Dr. Shalini Singh to welcome Dean Academics, Professor S.K. Sharma, sir. I request Mr. Ajay Kushwaha, HS Department, to welcome convener of the conference, Professor Charu Agrawal. Sir is not here. I now request Dr. P.K. Rai, MBA Department, to welcome Professor 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝐻𝗃, convener of the program. So, after welcoming all our esteemed guests, we now proceed to the valedictory session of the program. May I now invite Professor 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝐻𝗃 sir, the convener of this conference, to kindly present the conference report.
Thank you, Dr. Sarika. According to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, great is the art of beginning, but greater is the art of ending. seminar attendance is the life wire of all academics. They connect many academics together to share their views about a specific theme like the just concluded International Conference, Sustainability through Digital Transformation, Insights from Management, Humanities and Sciences. We have reached the end of the 2 days international conference with various issues raised and discussed along the part of the sub-themes. The chief guest and keynote speaker of the conference, Dr. Mohanlal Agrawal, President 𝗖𝗍𝒻𝐴 UAE, delivered a keynote address that added the wisdom of sustainability among the participants. Two guests of honor, Dr. Surendra Mahto, AP Tribhuvan University, Nepal, and Dr. Dinesh Shrestha, Campus Chief, 𝗕𝗵𝗂 Public College, Nepal, also spoke on the theme of the conference. A total of 375 papers were received. More than 200 papers were received from management. The most encouraging part was that we received papers from our MBA students as well. A big round of applause for our future graduates. Approximately 100 papers from sciences and 75 plus papers from humanities. Not only that, we received quality papers from pharmacy and engineering as well. After a rigorous review process, a few of them were not included. On day 1, 6 offline tracks were organized, and on day 2, 5 online sessions were organized. A total of 124 papers were presented. The best paper certificate was awarded on every track. Besides this, an online panel discussion was also organized on day 2 on the theme Digital Transformation and the Future of Organizations. There are 9 panelists from India and abroad joined and was attended by more than 150 participants. Undoubtedly, the panel discussion was an insightful one. These 2 days have brought together smart and intelligent minds with torrents of information, ideas, and concepts, and have shared wealth of experiences and knowledge. A platform such as this encourages collaboration, interconnectivity, and long-lasting friendship. Although we have gained some knowledge and new ideas, for me, it is sad to know that we shall be closing the door to this lively and stimulating debate, as well as bidding farewell to friends and associates. With this, I can see Ashoka Institute increasing in influence and gaining greater recognition in future. It has been an honor to be among such a highly talented and scholarly audience. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for presenting a detailed and well-structured overview of the conference report. With great honor and respect, I would like to introduce our distinguished guest of the session, Honorable 𝗪𝗓𝗏. He is an award-winning industry analyst, best-selling author, and AI advisor. He guides companies, government organizations, and investment firms on the use of emerging technologies, especially artificial intelligence, covering areas such as innovation, regulation, risk, and governance. He has written popular books including Practical Artificial Intelligence, AI for Lawyers, and AI Governance and Regulations. Mr. Kombela has also played a key leadership role in Global Forum, co-chairing the 𝗖𝗍𝗵𝗿 Planet Positive 2030 Regulation Committee and the AI World Summit in Washington, D.C. He has spoken at prestigious platforms such as Stanford University, ISB, IIM Bangalore, TTX, AI Boston, and Davos Worldwide. He is actively involved in organizing the Bangalore and Hyderabad Business Literature Festivals. In India, he writes as a columnist for the Hindustan Times and has been nominated for the Ramnath Goenka Journalism Excellence Award. In the United States, he writes regularly on AI ethics and responsible use of AI for leading publications. His work has been featured in major global media including the BBC, Economist, Guardian, and Fox News. In 2021, he was ranked the world's #1 thought leader on AI by Thinker 360. Currently, he serves as a visiting professor for AI and 𝗏𝗏 School of Management, 𝗏𝗏 Law School, and the Institute of Directors. He holds degree in engineering, finance, and law in a CFA charter holder, a certified AI auditor, and also a certified yoga teacher. May I invite our distinguished guest, Honorable 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝐴 to please grace the dais and share his valuable insight with us. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, dear friends, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity. It was totally unplanned. I came for the Benares Literature Festival. From my introduction, you saw that I'm involved in organizing the Business Literature Festival in Bangalore, so I always go to literature festivals or try to go. So thank you for the management of the Ashoka Institute of Technology and Management for giving this opportunity. So I've never been a chief guest at any function before, so I'm totally thrilled. So this is something that I did tell my mom. I quoted you in Varanasi. But jokes apart, since this is totally unplanned, I don't have like a long list of remarks or anything, so you can breathe easy. We'll keep it very short. So my work broadly spans these days in AI applications. So my work is really around if there is this powerful technology, how can businesses, civil society organizations, and government agencies use AI or leverage AI? But I'm also interested in teaching, and I'm very interested in writing. So I'm happy to share that the first book that I wrote in 2019, that is used as a reference textbook in the AI course at the Indian School of Business. And then the next two books, which are published in the US, AI for Lawyers, and most recently the one that just came out, AI Governance and Regulation, is actually the reference book for a few courses in few law courses or law schools in California, Texas, and Michigan. So I'm happy to create that. And I probably was one of the first people in India to be working in AI ethics. I'm sure a lot of you will be familiar with IEEE. I'm told that you have a student branch out here. So IEEE Standards Association has an initiative called Planet 2030. So I was involved with that, the co-chair of the Economics and Regulations company. And the work that we did, we presented at Stanford. And it's again restarting, so if any of you are interested in participating in sustainability related through IEEE, please look it up or contact me. I'm happy to sort of make sure that you're involved in the right places. So prior to that, I was involved again through IEEE. So IEEE started its work on AI ethics, which is now called responsible AI, called Ethically Aligned Design for Intelligent Autonomous Systems, around 2018 or so. So I was involved in that, and I was part of the Global Council on AI Ethics for Business. So a lot of my work is not in scholarly papers or universities. My work is focused on practitioner-focused advice that companies and organizations can do better. So that's where I come from. So on this theme of digital transformation and sustainability, so I have written quite a few articles, like industry practitioner-focused articles in the last 6 to 7 months. Please look them up. If you search my name and take target sustainability, you'll get like a bunch of about 10 to 8 articles on what is the business case for sustainability in businesses? Because businesses are there to make money, so they're not going to be motivated by helping the planet as much unless there is a mandate or something like that. So I make the case that sustainability is good in the business, makes good business sense for the long term as well. So please look it up. And then, companies signs up and says, okay, we're interested in sustainability. So how do we actually implement it in our organizations? So I've written pieces on how sustainability can be implemented through procurement. What are the various KPIs that can be used to track the progress of a company? Lots of stuff on ESG. And also, what are the enterprise technologies and tools that are available? So that is a lot of work that is publicly available, so please look it up. As to the theme of the conference, as you highlighted, it's fascinating to see that you've got like 124 papers, best papers, and 6 tracks, etc. So it's quite nice. So I just have a few thoughts, and I was jotting them down in the half an hour before this, reflecting on the work that I've done in your conference theme. So first of all, I think sustainability is really about long-term survival and value creation. So the term sustainability itself was defined in 1987 by United Nations. So there was an initiative on environmental development, so they defined this term sustainability. So if you think about the United Nations, they traditionally have been focused on their goals, but peace, stability, and human development, which again is the same piece. And businesses focused on growth, wealth, and prosperity. So think about it, businesses are there to make money. UN was focused on different things, human development, etc. And for many years, these goals were seen as separate parallel tracks. So that was the thing. And that view changed in the late 1990s. So in 1998, the UN recognized that there are so many problems that the world is facing, and the governments alone cannot solve these problems. And then business was identified as a part of the solution. So in 1999, Kofi Annan, who was the Secretary General of the US at that point in time, he proposed in Davos, or something called as a global compact. So he urged that business leaders should actually align economic growth with social and environmental principles. So that's when sustainability since then has entered the core of the global economy. Now again, if you see what's happening in the sustainability world, there has been the Paris Climate Accord, which the US was a signatory initially under the Biden administration, but then Trump pulled out when he was in his first term. And before Trump became president in 2015, the US entered, but Trump pulled out. And then President Biden, and now Trump pulled out. So there is a little bit of a sort of a political uncertainty around that, but hopefully that will get sorted in the next few years. In India, I think, as you are familiar, our 𝗕𝗂𝐴𝑐𝐺𝐻 Bharat is around 2047, but our goals to become a net zero are around 2070. So I have looked a lot at ESG. Like sustainability is large trend. If you think about ESG, which is again aligned to the SDG goals, etc. We don't have the time to go into those things, but there is a lot of tension between the S and the G part of it. I think social and governance parts of it. So you may have spoke about a conference in Brazil on what are the tensions and what are the inherent contradictions, so if anybody is interested, I'll share. But broadly, for a country like ours, so this is again some things that I spoke as part of the work that we did for activity. So the developed world has their carbon footprint is quite high per capita, but our carbon footprint is low. If you want to become a middle income country, if you want to make progress towards the 2047, I think our carbon footprint from an environmental point of view has to necessarily improve. So who do you prioritize? Do you prioritize people or the planet? And this is something, the tension is there for like most global support companies. The Western countries have promised technology transfer to enable their faster transformation, but none of that is being operationalized. So they promised like $100 billion fund, but it is totally underfunded. And now with the US out of the picture, that's become even more uncertain. So there are certain things, but from an India point of view, we should unapologetically chart our own course. So that is something. So I'm very happy to see that this conference has been organized as a multidisciplinary effort, because sustainability is inherently multidisciplinary. So it has to integrate environmental science, economics, technology, public policy, ethics, and operations. So no single function, industry, or discipline can solve these sustainability challenges in isolation, because energy systems, transportation, land use, industrial production, logistics, means they're all like interconnected. So decisions in one domain, they will have ripple effects across the different sectors. So if you think about the core part of sustainability that we're talking about is related to the environment. If you look at the emissions profile of these sectors, so electricity systems, can you guess like how much of the global emissions they are responsible for? So, yes sir, 20. I got a 20%. So roughly about 25% electricity systems. So now 1/4 of all human caused greenhouse emissions come from this thing. So similarly, transportation, that sector also contributes about 1/4. Human land use, which is agriculture, deforestation, urban expansion, we see like a lot of urban expansion happening in India. This accounts for about 1/4. So the remaining is through industrial production, logistics, and building materials. So these are the significant areas. And industry probably is the hardest to reduce the scope of these emissions. But if you think about it, these are systemic problems. Like they're very interconnected and systemic problems. And systemic problems, by their very definition, require like system level intelligence. So that's why it requires a multidisciplinary approach to solve these things. And one of the things that becomes apparent or has become apparent in the last 10-15 years is that digital transformation is a core enabler of sustainability at scale. So let me say what is the case for that. So data, automation and artificial intelligence, they can convert the aspirations that we have around sustainability into action. So AI, for example, in the energy sector, it enables real-time monitoring, it enables predictive maintenance of the infrastructure, and the optimization of the electricity grids and distribution, transmission and distribution. So if we take transportation, AI involves like route planning, urbanization, fleet utilization and different shift patterns, etc. And it can help reduce fuel consumption and emissions. Similarly, in land use or agriculture, which is very important for India, AI can support better farming, water optimization, and help improve biodiversity. So in this, I'm sure like my guess is that you would have had some papers on digital twins. In industry and digital twins, analytics and materials optimization, they can reduce waste and embedded carbon. You can see like AI, which is like a core part of digital transformation, can enable this sustainability at scale. So everybody understands this, but people won't take action unless like show me the money, where is the ROI? Like I'm a finance guy also, so this is like something that comes up, all this is good, but if there is no direct ROI, you're not going to go. So sustainability also makes direct business sense. So there is a report, if anybody is interested, can check called a drawdown. It's called drawdown project. So it identifies what it calls as win-win-win projects, triple win projects, where it's a good project. It meets the UN SDGs and the ESG compact, etc. But it also helps makes companies make business. So that's if you stayed in a hotel, you usually see what happens. There is a prominent display that the hotel puts saying that we are very environmentally conscious. If you want to reuse your towels, just hang them up. So why do hotels do this? So that if every hotel you go everywhere, they'll adopt this practice. Because if they have to do less laundry, they'll save money. And it's also sustainable. So they'll probably say they're sustainable because it helps save money indirectly. So similarly, so we need to make that business case. So resource efficiency, when we use resources more efficiently, it reduces the volatility of costs, and energy efficiency improves margins. So right now in the field of AI, you see that AI is very, resource hungry. There is a lot of energy that goes into running AI applications. So a typical data center, for example, can you just what is the cost of electricity for a data center? If you're running a data center, like we have a lot of data centers to run AI workloads coming up in India. So Google is announced it, the Adanis are doing it, Microsoft is doing it, Amazon. Everybody is building data centers. So what percent of running the OPEX costs of a data center would be electricity? Any guesses? Is it 10%, 20%, 30%? Think of it like in your household budget, how much is the electricity bill? Electricity bill probably is a small percent of your household bill, right? So it doesn't move the needle if you say half of that. So that explains why consumers are probably not very, like household consumers, are not very motivated to save electricity, like even leave fans and lights on. But for a data center, up to 30% of its OPEX is electricity, energy electricity, because first is electricity and then these servers, massive servers get heated up. They need cooling, so they need AC, etc. So I'm going to bet that if 30% is the cost of electricity for a data center, that business is definitely going to be focused on bringing that down, because it's a direct cost lever for them if they want to. So that and also the AI world, you will see a lot of criticism that if you see in the US, as these companies want to scale, they've committed about $1 trillion, it's a huge amount of money, to build AI data centers. So each state are opposing, saying you don't build data centers in our state because it's going to use up water, it's going to use up electricity. And but what is, so that's everybody, each community can decide what they want to do, but that's very sort of a logical response for one side. But what has happened is that if you look at the energy efficiency of AI models, from the time ChatGPT was released in 2022, November 2022 now, in 3 years, it has probably become about 1,000 times more efficient. So you heard of Moore's law, etc., etc. Right? So a lot of factors, because models are being optimized, they're running on better infrastructure, they're putting these data centers in places where there is a lot of renewable energy, etc. So that's a whole different gamut of applications. But the point I want to say, the incentives of the industry, the AI industry, and their economics are aligned out here, the sustainability goals in this. So those sort of problems in fixed themselves are reasonably easy to fix. So resilience, coming back to why sustainability is a good business case, resilience of the chains, obviously there has been a lot of disruption in, since COVID time, there has been a lot of disruption in global supply chains. So everybody, one of the biggest priority items when I talk to the American CEOs is how do we reindustrialize, how do we nearshore? So they're dependent on global supply chains for too long. So there is about $2-3 trillion, which is even more than the amounts committed to AI in reindustrialization. So because everybody is focused on how do we make supply chains more resilient. So there is also a movement to say like let's eat local food. Let's grow food locally and eat locally. So if you think about it, that will also help improve local sustainabilities. Like the kiwis that we eat in Bangalore are shipped all the way from New Zealand. The blueberries that we eat in Bangalore are shipped all the way from Chile. So do we really need to do that? And there is also some sort of look at this kind of, from an agricultural or land use perspective, the emissions of shipping, the global shipping networks, etc. And when you have local supply chains, I think that is going to reduce not only risk, but also improve the sustainability. There needs to be regulatory alignment. Each government has its own view on where they want to be, what they want companies to do. So you need to align with regulatory. So ultimately, but the most important thing is transparency. Transparency will build trust with your consumers, with your investors and members. How many of you have heard of this term called greenwashing? So, anybody has heard this term greenwashing? So there's also a term called AI washing. So AI washing is more easy to understand. So there was some research sometime back that MIT Technology Journal has published, which said that 40% of European AI startups, they don't have AI in their product. Okay. So what do you think that percentage is for India? How many of Indian AI startups don't actually use AI? And why do you think they're doing that? Because AI is hot, so everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon. So let's see. Cost. Yeah, AI is expensive, but so you sort of try to pretend you're not actually using AI. You will rebrand stuff as AI. So that's called AI washing. Similarly, greenwashing means you are not really green. You're not doing all the things that you're supposed to implement for bringing about better sustainability. But you're greenwashing, you say, where do you? Okay. So you have to be. There was a movement, like I said, this is multidisciplinary. There was a movement some years ago saying the biggest investors in Canada and the US, the Fidelities and the Vanguards, and these BlackRocks. So BlackRock is a company that manages $12 trillion of investor assets. Okay, $12 trillion. To put that in perspective, the GDP of India is $4.5 trillion. So Fidelity again manages like huge billions. So they said we are going to pick companies that have a social conscience. People, so there are like sustainability ratings. So whoever has like 5 or 4 or whoever is having a high sustainability rating, they're going to invest in these companies. So that led companies to greenwash. So if you have a long checklist, you can check off, okay, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this, and get rated by those organizations. So this whole thing is also greenwashing. So please watch out for people who are following these principles only in name. Okay? So following the principles, pretending to do something without actually doing it is washing of certain greenwashing. So please be mindful of greenwashing. So that also is something that is happening. But increasingly, despite these small distortions, the capital markets, so they're pricing sustainability performance into valuation, access to funding and insurance. So there is a view that sustainability slows us down, slows our growth, reduces our profits, but given all of these things, sustainability is not necessarily a constraint on growth. And indeed, I would argue that it's a condition for durable growth. So having said that, how do we properly implement sustainability? Because you need a lot of governance based on what I have just described. But any capability without governance, it creates risk. So sustainability requires like performance management and not just like isolated initiatives in different parts of the company. So sustainability performance management, this is some term that I have defined as like people have heard of ERP, CRM. Somebody has just defined those terms at some point in time. So I said, okay, in sustainability, there's no sustainability performance management, so let me own that keyword when it comes to that concept. So I define sustainability performance as something that integrates data collection, metrics, targets, reporting, and decision-making across the enterprise. I'm focused on like talking to enterprises, so I define it at enterprise level, enterprise sustainability performance management. And in modern organizations, if you want to implement an initiative, you need a core technology stack that supports it. I'm sure all of you have heard of EdTech, right? EdTech is like education technology. There are like FinTech, which is like a technology stack that is responsible for finance. So I define something called as sustainability performance stack. It consists of supply chain management, product and materials traceability, enterprise carbon management, which is also known as carbon accounting, which I saw as like, I think, one of the conference themes here. ESG, data management and reporting, workforce and facilities management and employee safety. So different, I define 6 stacks or 6 components of the stack, so please check it out if you want to operationalize these things. So that's how you operationalize your lofty goals of sustainability performance. And then if you move to artificial intelligence, it must be deployed responsibly. And there's wonderful potential for AI. You know, like different use cases, it's a horizontal technology with use cases and applications in practically every field. But we also see that AI systems can amplify discrimination, they reinforce inequality, and to an extent impose their own environmental footprint to their energy-intensive computation. So responsible AI means these are systems that are built based on ethical design principles such as fairness, transparency, explainability, strong data governance, and impact of their assessment of their life cycle. Because if we achieve sustainability by creating new harms, that is not sustainability. We use AI to sort of make things more sustainable, but end up with consequences, unintended consequences, that is not really sustainability. Because digital transformation, it must actually reduce total system risk. It cannot shift it. It can't be like in Bangalore we build flyovers because we have a lot of traffic jams. But what that flyover does is it just shifts the bottleneck somewhere else. So it will look like we've eliminated traffic, so it can't be like this. So you need to take a systems view of it. So lastly, in closing thing, I'm happy that this discussion is happening in Varanasi. So I'm very thrilled, as you can see, to be in Varanasi. Because I grew up in a household saying like, you should visit Kashi at least once in your lifetime. So that was the thing, and we've heard saying like, people like taking, they used to walk, I think in my grandfather's generation, walk 6 months to reach it, but they used to walk it. And we also have some people in the family, our cousins, whose surname is Varanasi. Because there are a lot of relatives, so I need to figure out where they got their surname from. So but Varanasi is like the oldest continuously living city, this eternal city. In this eternal city, it has thrived, it has endured by adapting. Kingdoms have come, emperors have come and gone, but Varanasi endures. And it has endured without losing its core identity. So that's been, I think, one of the most fascinating and unique aspects of Varanasi. And sustainability is similarly not like about abandoning tradition to achieve progress. So digital transformation, when aligned with sustainability, it serves a similar purpose. It enables societies and businesses to evolve while remaining viable across generations. So in closing, so I say like sustainability and digital transformation, they're no longer like separate agendas. Together, they will define the operating system of the future society and economy. So that's some of the key thoughts that I wanted to share. And thank you for inviting me to be part of your conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. highly informative and engaging address. Your expert views have added great value to this session. We are truly thankful for your meaningful contribution. Now I invite Professor S.K. Sharma sir to kindly come forward and share his thought about the conference.
After he speaks, the entire conference is on side and Professor Kashyap on the other side. Balance sheet is ready.
Very key words Professor Kashyap has touched. ESG, environmental, social governance. This is the first word that we used, and you must be aware about ESG. It may become a law by the end of 2026. He is a literature man. He has come to Literature Festival, and environmental conscious person. He said, don't bring fruit from Bangalore. Very good. We also advocate that your fruit, regional and seasonal. We follow that, all of you follow that you are contributing to environmental sustainability. Otherwise, petrol and diesel being wasted by the. Today, the water that flows into the tap may not be there tomorrow. Of drops. When you are thirsty, you know the value of water. Ask that lady who brings a bucket of water in Rajasthan from 1 mile or 2 miles. She will tell you the value of water. He said that electricity proportion of the cost in the total budget may be very low, and this does not mean that we should waste electricity. Extra light, extra bulb, all this add to carbon emission. One of the scientists, US scientists who spent 178 days in the space station, besides he has done a lot of experiments. The key takeaway or the key deliverable given by him, he says that Earth is a ship of 1 billion people riding on this. Strangely, it is only covered by a very thin layer of atmosphere which protects our oxygen. Once we make a hole in this, there is no way to survive. There is no other world where you can go, you have to die. The wars that are going on, the environmental degradation that we create for ourselves can cause all these problems. So he rated first is this planet, save this planet first. Then only comes, second important thing he said is society. Society comes next. And at the end he said economics comes into the picture. So that is how he graded. This is a very great message. The carbon content, as the professor has said, especially the greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxide, methane, and whatnot. These gases increase temperature of this, what you say, the thin sheet that is encompassing us, increasing heat in the atmosphere, which melts billions and billions of tons of ice, and cities like Bombay and many other cities may one day vanish. So this topic is of great importance. Society will survive only when the environment survives. Economics will survive when the society will survive. So, simple techniques that comes to our daily life. In the MBA, as he said, that accountancy may change. Accountancy for carbon. 1 ton of carbon values how much? The net zero emissions, you may have to spend a lot of money. People buy carbon credits. A company which is giving less carbon dioxide below the line can sell this carbon credit to people who are generating more carbon. They have to buy Otherwise, if there is no net zero, nobody will purchase your goods in US or even in European countries. So you have to be very cautious. The student must be told that the carbon net zero emission goes or gets the highest priority. All the courses in the schools are now having a topic on environmental consciousness. Most people do not know that by taking a bath, you can save 50% of water by taking a shower. Refrigerator door, how much it has to be opened. Cool the objects outside first and then keep. All these are electric saving techniques which doesn't cost you much, only consciousness. So the management people who are the policy maker, then followed by the scientific people, engineers. The IoT's the greatest advantage is you should be able to calculate the emissions done by you by evening before you go home, and it must be reflected in your balance sheet. So that is the real-time assessment of the pollution being generated. This law, any time can come. Even this building where we are sitting, how much carbon, so many lights are burning, no doubt about it. As Professor has said, that you can afford, no doubt, but it doesn't mean that you should waste. Supply chain, he said, we have village supply chain. साइकिल में ले जाता है कितना सामान, प्लास्टिक का सामान, ये सामान, फेरी वाला आता है, दे जाता है आपको zero emission के. We must respect these people who save environment. कोई साइकिल से जाता है, उसकी बेइज्जती मत करिए. वो आपसे ज़्यादा कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है सोसाइटी में. नहीं तो इस बड़े शिप में जब छेद होगा, नाव में जब छेद होगा, आगे कौन बैठा है, छेद तो पीछे हुआ, हम नहीं डूबेंगे, पीछे वाला डूबेगा, छेद वहाँ है. ये संभव नहीं है. न कोई बाउंड्री है इस सोसाइटी में, न कोई देश की बाउंड्री है, न कोई फ्लैग है. डूबेंगे तो सब डूब जाएंगे. तो इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए मैं प्रोफेसर साहब को, अशोकुद्दीन साहब को और उनकी पूरी टीम को इसलिए शुक्रिया कहता हूं कि उन्होंने समय रहते एक ऐसा मुद्दा उठा दिया जिसमें अभी तो हम लोग खाली पेरिफेरी पर हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी का पूरा इस्तेमाल आप नहीं कर पाए. आने वाले जॉब्स में आप जब कार्बन असेसर बनेंगे, खास करके MBA के ग्रेजुएट, बहुत सारे जॉब आएंगे. हर जिस दिन ये लॉ आ जाएगा, हर कंपनी को एक कार्बन असेसर चाहिए. उस हिसाब से भी बच्चों को आपको तैयार करना पड़ेगा. 1 किलो 100 टन कितना आपकी हवाई जहाज चलता है या आपकी ट्रक्स या फ्लीट्स चलती हैं, कितना उन्होंने ग्रीन हाउस गैसेज एमिट किया, उसको कार्बन के टर्म्स में लाइए. 8-9 ग्रीन हाउस गैसेज हैं, सबको कार्बन, उसमें एक मल्टीप्लायर है, सिंपल से मल्टीप्लाई करके यू कैन फाइंड आउट द नेट कार्बन कंटेंट ऑफ मीथेन इन टर्म्स ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. इट्स सो सिंपल. कोई कंबशन इक्वेशन नहीं चाहिए आपको उसके लिए. तो आने वाले जॉब के लिए भी आपके लिए अच्छा है, पृथ्वी के लिए भी अच्छा है, सोसाइटी के लिए भी अच्छा है. अगर अशोका जैसा इंस्टीट्यूट नहीं करेगा तो उसको कौन करेगा? तो इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं इसलिए अपने को विराम देता हूं कि आपको 3 कैटेगरी के पॉल्यूटेंट्स को देखना होगा. कैटेगरी 1 में जो आप जनरेट कर रहे हैं, जो बिजली जल रही है या जो फैक्ट्री की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में गैसेस निकल रही है, दैट इज कॉल्ड कैटेगरी 1. कैटेगरी 2 में बिजली को हमने गलत कह दिया. कैटेगरी 2 बर्निंग जो आप करते हैं या फ्यूल यूज करते हैं. कैटेगरी 2 में जो आप परचेज करते हैं इलेक्ट्रिसिटी फ्रॉम NTPC, इसमें जो पॉल्यूशन जनरेट होता है, कहीं भी जनरेट हो रहा हो, विंध्याचल में हो रहा हो, रेणुकूट में हो रहा हो, उसके लिए भी आप ही जिम्मेदार हैं. और प्रोफेसर साहब ने कहा 3rd कैटेगरी सप्लाई चेन, जिससे आप माल खरीद रहे हैं, वो क्या कर रहा है, वो कितना बड़ा पैकेजिंग, जैसे अमेज़न वाला इतना कागज लगा के आपके पास, दैट इज ऑल्सो ए प्रॉब्लम. 3rd कैटेगरी का वो प्रॉब्लम है. इन तीनों को कैटेगरी 1 आप, कैटेगरी 2 बिजली जो आप कंज्यूम करते हैं, कैटेगरी 3 आपके सप्लायर. इतना बड़ा ये चेन है, इसको समझना और इसको अमल में लाना बहुत ही अच्छी बात होगी अगर हमारे MBA के स्टूडेंट इस बात को समझ लें। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं एक बार फिर ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी को, अपने डायरेक्टर मैडम को, कि उन्होंने बहुत ही टाइमली ये बात सोची है और छोटी छोटी चीज़ों को लेकर के हम अपने एनवायरनमेंट को कैसे संरक्षित करें। अदरवाइज ना इकोनॉमिक्स चलेगी, ना आपका माल बिकेगा। सबसे पहले वो पूछेंगे आप दिखाइए कहाँ गया आपका कार्बन कितना है, और उसमें IoT का काम होगा शाम तक, जैसे बैलेंस शीट अपलोड होती है ऐसे कितना आपने एमिशन जनरेट किया ये भी आएगा, और लिखना भी पड़ेगा डब्बे के ऊपर। उसको लोग खरीदे या ना खरीदे ये आपके ऊपर है। 1 साल और रुक जाइए, पूरा हिंदुस्तान हिल जाएगा इस लॉ से। कोई खरीदेगा नहीं। आप कारपेट को देखिए ना, बच्चे का लेबर का चाइल्ड लेबर करके कोई नहीं खरीदता। तो ये सब बहुत ही स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो करेगा, खास करके वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड वाले तो कर ही रहे। हम लोगों के यहाँ जरा लाइफस्टाइल थोड़ी सबड्यूड रहती है, इसलिए ज़्यादा हम लोग इस तरह का काम नहीं करते। लेकिन जब लॉ बन जाएगा तो इसके जिम्मेदार हम ही लोग होंगे। थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. Listening to you is always informative and insightful. Now I call Dean CSE Professor Alice Moore sir to share his views.
Thank you, madam. Respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, students, faculty members, ladies and gentlemen. It is the closing ceremony, and thoughts from our chief guest has already been shared. Our mentor, Professor S.K. Sarma sir, our guide, he has already shared so many things. I had just to share that the conference topic was really, as everyone is appreciating, that it is a very topical topic, sustainability through digital transformation, insight from management, humanities, sciences. These are 3 spectrum whose contribution towards sustainability and digital transformation. So there are other, you can say, spectrums and other dimensions also there which has not been touched. So I hope that in times to come, whatever you can say missing aspects were there in the next conferences, those dimensions will also be covered. I had attended before this closing ceremony the panel discussion. It was really a very thoughtful discussion. Panelists across the globe, somebody from Canada, somebody from Dubai, some panelists from different universities of India, they had shared their thoughts, and over 150 participants were connected in that panel discussion. So it was really a very knowledgeable and informative session. Entire these 2 days was definitely full of knowledge sharing, thought sharing, research oriented data sharing, and I really tried. I would like to thank the Department of Humanities and Management that they had contributed all kind of efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable address. Now I call Professor 𝗔𝗫 sir to share his views.
All the dignitaries, on the dais, off the dais, faculty members, head of departments, dear students. All the topics and all the things has been covered by the earlier speakers, and I would like to congratulate all the organizers for organizing such wonderful conference, and thank you to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Director of Institute, Professor 𝗖𝗫𝗃 𝗏𝗏 to share her valuable words and address the gathering.
Thank you, Dr. Sarika Singh. Very good afternoon. And all present over here. The chief guest of valedictory session, Mr. 𝗘𝗹𝗵𝗿, founder of RPA to AI Research and AI Profs, Dean Academics, and our guide, our mentor, Professor 𝗓𝗫𝗏, Director Pharmacy, Dr. Vijay Singh sir, Dean, Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. L.S. Mara sir, conveners of the program, Professor 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿, Professor 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿, organizing secretaries, each and every member of management, humanity and applied sciences, Ashoka School of Business, all the faculty members who have been contributing for this conference for last 2 days. And it's not over yet. Publication is next target, publishing all the papers in the reputed journal, that is another thing. And who can be the best chief guest for valedictory than Mr. 𝗘𝗫𝗵𝗿. We are truly honored, delighted, overwhelmed by his presence. And he is so humble, so modest, it's really admirable. In the morning itself, I came to know that he is here in Varanasi Lit Fest, and we spoke, and he readily agreed to be here in our conference to grace this occasion. I'm so grateful to him. Thank you, Dr. 𝗘𝗫𝗏. And perfect alignment with the theme of the conference. What a great closing. And as far as the topic of the international conference, sustainability through digital transformation, insights from management, humanities and sciences. Very broad topic, multidisciplinary topic. And all good things comes with a price. Cost of, if we need to have sustainable environment, sustainable planet, sustainability in every aspect, the businesses that we run, the price is 𝗕𝗫𝗵𝗿, the digital transformation which comes with the price. Sir spoke about data centers. Now this is the time not only about physical usage of energy, usage of various environmental natural resources, energy resources and other aspects. We need to control the uses of data as well. We are knowingly or unknowingly putting a lot of data on cloud. And who is going to manage that data? Data centers. They themselves are sucking energy like anything. And data centers emit a lot of heat, and handling that heat is another task. Further, they are being powered from electricity. So, it's not only the things that we can see, we have to cater them. We have to make our system efficient. There are two concepts, energy conservation and energy efficiency. So without compromising the quality, without compromising the efficiency, we have to make all the practices efficient. Rather than conserving, we have to go for efficient systems. And in these 2 days, all the sessions, all the tracks, 11 tracks, 125 papers presented in 11 tracks, and all managed very well. And I don't have words of appreciation for our organizing team, all the faculty members, all our student volunteers, each and everybody, whosoever our host, our panelists, everybody, all the reviewers for reviewing so many papers and editorial board, everybody, and our guidance of all our directors and deans, for all the heads, for their unconditional, untiring support and dedication. And a big round of applause for each and everybody who is here, who is outside supporting this conference. And this is not the end. Sustainability is one aspect that we have to breathe. It is about our existence. It's about our planet. So, West has a different plan. If we divide the world into two sections, Eastern world and Western, so they have a different plan. So they initiated sustainability concept and all. And Bill Gates, one of the leaders of digital transformation, now they have a different point of view that the middle-aged group countries, they can use any kind of resources for their development rather than thinking about the sustainability. So once you have given a statement, if you are a leader, its impact can be very harmful too. So we have to be conscious by ourselves. We should not be carried away by the policies only. It should be our own conscience that what is good for us, what is good for humanity, what is good for our own existence. So, world is facing many environmental challenges and digital challenges too. While sciences offers digital tools like AI and smart systems, management enables efficient and sustainable decision making. Humanities remind us that ethics, inclusivity, and social responsibility must guide technology advancement. And together we can definitely define true sustainability. And all the delegates, all the participants, everybody here, whomsoever is connected in physical mode or virtually attended this conference, thanks for their concern, thanks for their dedication, for writing papers, for presenting paper, and for continuous support. Without their support, this conference would have not been possible. And my gratitude to our top management, Honorable Chairman, Engineer 𝗕𝗏𝗃 sir, Honorable Vice Chairman, Dr. 𝗕𝗏𝗃 sir. He couldn't join us. He was expected to be here, but he was busy. He's busy with Varanasi. There's some important guest is about to come, so he couldn't join us. So let ethics guide our innovation, empathy balance our efficiency, and planetary well-being remain the true measure of our progress. And digital transformation is not just about automation, it is about a smarter, greener, and fairer system. Thank you so much, each and everybody. Happy learning. Let's leverage from here will pave a way for future research and innovation. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. for sharing your vision and inspiring us all. We now move to token of honor felicitation, a moment to express our gratitude and respect to our distinguished guests and their valuable presence, support and contributions. I invite Dr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏, Head of Department, MBA, to please present this mark of appreciation to our esteemed Director Institute, Professor Sarika Srivastava. As a mark of our respect and sincere appreciation, we would now like to felicitate our esteemed chief guest. This felicitation is a small gesture to acknowledge his valuable presence and the insightful contribution he has shared with us today. I now invite our respected Director of the Institute, Dr. 𝗖𝗵𝗃𝗶𝗶, to kindly felicitate the Chief Guest, Honorable 𝗘𝗹𝗵𝗂𝗶𝗃. I request all present here to please stand in respect for the national.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मा